Okay, so in case you're wondering how to create the replacement rules that we were just talking about, I'd like to go back to just a blank model again, and again make our V1 model. And let's suppose I want to replace it with a V2, but I don't have replacement rules. So we have a V2, we have a V2R definition where we don't have the replacement rules. Before we replaced V1 with V2 according to these replacement rules, but if we don't have the replacement rules, we'd like to create them, and it's easier to do that with a wizard than it is to just type in the text. You can of course do that, just type it in, but the wizard sort of helps you out and takes you step by step through the process. So let's check out how we do that. So in order to do that, we first invoke the wizard by pressing the wizard button, and it's just a command prompt wizard. We don't have a nice GUI wizard yet. And the first thing it does is asks you which wizard would you like to run. So we're going to hit 2 for creating replacement rules. It's going to first ask us which subsystem would you like to replace. We'd like to replace V1. We'd like to replace it with V2R. And what it'll do now is tell us what the input variables for V2R are. So F1, F2, D1, D2, and M. And the V1 input variables are mass and F. So what it's asking us to do here is to create a mathematical relationship for the V2R source variables as functions of the V1 variables. Okay, so we're just going to go in here and say, well, F1 is equal to F, and we want that to be a permanent relationship. You can state, instead of perm, you can state temp, which makes it a temporary relationship. We won't get into that. We want a permanent relationship for now. For F2, we're going to say 0. For D1, we're going to say 0. For D2, we're going to say 0. And for M, we're going to say M maps to mass in the V1 subsystem. And now we're going to enter 0 because we're finished. Now what it's going to do is ask us to do the same thing for the output variables. So the output variables for V1 are AV1. These are blank. I don't know why it puts it there, but let's just ignore that. And the output variables for V2R are A. So here it's asking us to take the target variable, the V1 variable, and express that as a function of the source variable, the V2R variable. So basically what we want to do is just map AV1 to A. That's really all we need to do here. And we're done. And as soon as we do that, it shows us what the replacement rules are going to be, and it basically writes those replacement rules to our V2R definition in the library. So basically now we have the same definition in V2R that we do for V2, and we can use that. This is how we got the V2 replacement rules in the first place.